10 The Best Waterproof Smartphones for 2018. Your buying guide for the best waterproof phones in 2017. If you're accident prone, or simply want to give your phone to a child without worrying they will drop it down the toilet or throw it into a pond, then a waterproof phone is what you need. Before watching, please subscribe this channel for more entertainment and information. Thank you. 1. Samsung Galaxy Note 8. The Galaxy Note 8 sure is expensive, but the finest things in life don't come cheap. The reality is the price will likely have dropped a good £100 by Christmas, and you'll possibly be looking to buy it on a contract anyway. If you can stomach the price, we are really taken by the Note 8. Until you see it, you'll find yourself wondering why anyone would choose it over the cheaper Galaxy S8 Plus. But the S Pen alone justifies this price difference for us. It really is the kind of thing you need to see to believe just how good it is, so we urge you to try out the Note 8 in a local high street store if at all possible. Performance is bang on as always, the screen is amazing, and photography is difficult to fault. Even Bixby has shown itself to be anything but the overhyped, unnecessary feature we feared it could be. If all we can throw against the new Note 8 is an expensive price tag, a slightly awkward fingerprint scanner and a very tall glass body that could be more fragile than metal body phones, we find it absolutely deserving of our Tech Advisor recommended badge. 2. Samsung Galaxy S8. Samsung has taken the best phone round and made it even better with an impressive infinity screen and premium design. It ticks a shed-load of boxes, as you'd expect from a flagship. It's one of the best phones of 2017, and is nearly half the price of the iPhone X. But the biometrics are a letdown. If you want a slightly larger screen and battery, then the S8 Plus also gets our approval. Though now, the OnePlus 5T offers staunch competition on specs and price. 3. Google Pixel 2. The Pixel 2 is a boring phone until you turn it on. The uninspiring hardware melts away to present you with a bleeding-edge vision of the Android future, with machine learning fully integrated. It's not quite the yet, but this is where we are heading. The camera, one lens down on some competitors, is better than all of them in most situations thanks to the superior software on board. You only get that benefit when you buy Google hardware, and the company is finally realizing the end-to-end product that Apple has been making for a decade. If you want a smartphone to fawn over and make your friends jealous with, you won't want the Pixel 2. But it's faster than the Galaxy S8 and takes better photos. It delivers the best overall camera and software experience on any Android smartphone to date. 4. Apple iPhone X. The iPhone X comes with a number of quirks, but there's nothing you can't simply get used to, and we're sure Apple will bring fixes and improvements to iron things out. When compared with the other new iPhones, the X wins hands down despite only having a few exclusive features. And while you can get Android phones on the same premium level at a lower price, that doesn't stop the iPhone X being an awesome device in all areas. The big question here is whether you can or should spend the undoubtedly tricky price tag. We can only answer the latter, and luckily for Apple, the iPhone X is so good that why shouldn't you spend this amount on the piece of technology you use the most? 5. LG G6. The LG G6 is no doubt a striking smartphone. Metal and glass shimmer while the huge 18:9 screen is impressively brought to life with the improved software and its rounded corner design. It is a more refined smartphone than both the G4 and G5, and should appeal to a broader audience, even if its features aren't the same globally. There's a lot to cover with the G6, and it's a complicated phone to assess. The differences in hardware and the tweaks in software mean that is a phone that reveals itself to you slowly than the immediacy of, say, a Samsung Galaxy S. The design looks uniform at first until you realize how well it all comes together. LG has quietly managed to build a mature phone with next to no bezels and some genuinely unique tweaks to software, leaving it feeling fresher and more creative than any Android phone we've seen for a while. The age-old question for LG though, will people buy it? 6. Huawei Mate 10 Pro. The Mate 10 Pro is the best phone from Huawei yet, and although the cameras aren't as good as the Pixel 2 XLs, it has a better screen, better battery life and just as much processing power. In fact, with the AI processor there's arguably more on board, but there's no guarantee that apps will appear to make use of it. Even if they don't, this is still an outstanding phone. 7. HTC U11. There's a lot to like about the HTC U11, and while it certainly has flagship level specs, it's hard to differentiate in the market against the likes of Samsung and LG. The glossy and colorful design is fresh but won't be for everyone, even though we're glad it's finally waterproof. The key is whether you want the squeezable Edge Sense feature, which is useful at times but not something we're blown away by. 8. Google Pixel 2 XL. The Pixel 2 XL is a fantastic phone. It's well designed, well built and looks great. The screen issues could put you off, and don't forget there's no headphone socket or micro SD slot. This is where the Galaxy S8 Plus comes in. It's slightly cheaper and has both of those features and matches the Pixel in just about every area. The Pixel does win out on camera quality, but has the advantage of quick updates to future Android releases and unlimited photo and video storage for 3 years. 9. Apple iPhone 8. There are some great things about the iPhone 8, including the addition of wireless charging, 64GB storage as standard and a fast A11 Bionic processor. However, this all comes at a higher price and everything else is largely the same, so we can't imagine or recommend iPhone 7 users upgrading. Those on an older device like an iPhone 6 or older will experience a much bigger change. Comparing the iPhone to Android rivals is difficult as many users will be on one side of the fence already. Forgetting about software, the iPhone 8 simply doesn't excite like flagship rivals including the Galaxy S8 and LG G6. 10. Sony Xperia XZ Premium. The Sony Xperia XZ Premium is a stunning smartphone, both in terms of design and performance. The mirror-like look isn't for everyone due to the appearance of smudges, but it helps provide an elegant, high-end look. The 4K HDR display is one of a kind, bright and vibrant, and shows off snaps taken by the impressive Motion Eye camera perfectly. The camera itself can handle almost anything you can throw at it, although performance does slip in low-light conditions and the super slow-mo video mode takes some practice. If you're looking for a gorgeous high-end smartphone with a huge focus on display and cameras with above-average battery life, the Sony Xperia XZ Premium is a solid option.